Luckily, my boss believes me when I speak to her, because I tried to tell her all week it was going to be a one-possession game. She believed me. Now, my wife, I tried to tell her all week, and she did not believe me. So Dr. Compost and Care Bear are going to have to get together and try to decide when they know I'm telling the truth and when I'm not telling the truth. So I do appreciate Dr. Compost believing it was going to be a battle, and it was.
Questions? JJ, we'll go to you first.
Jeff, what does it mean just to be 5-0?
I'd be lying if I gave you all the culture talk triangle. We don't look at that stuff, but it's easier to coach on a lot of mistakes after a win than it is after a loss. They're kids, right? And they like to have success in life, just like we all do. What's crazy, we have a disappointed locker room right now because we didn't play up to our standard. And that's when you know you're coaching a bunch of mature kids that believe in the triangle. And we just weren't clean. We were way cleaner on offense. The first half, we had 48 snaps. We were moving the ball, but defensively, we didn't show up, honestly. We were out there, but we weren't being like we usually are, right? I got after them at halftime pretty good, which I never had to do that. And my defense responded like they always do, and they just were incredible the second half. The crowd got really crazy into it. Sosa was fantastic, and it was hard to get a snap off. But then offensively, some of that's on me because I took their out of the ball, and Frank was just throwing it so incredibly well. 24 out of 30, somebody told me, and I took that ball out of his hands. I really thought we could get up 17 in the fourth quarter. There's no way anybody's gonna come back on us in the Alamo Dome. And, my All-American kicker, he missed, and he does that. It's okay. He's a human, and he struck the ball well. It just didn't go through. And so some of that's on me, but we got a lot to clean up. We've got a very, very good opponent coming up, different style of football, and it's going to be and we're battle tested. We've been to Illinois on the road. We've been to Memphis on the road. So our kids are prepared for the momentum swing, the loudness of the stadium, and we're excited. We're going to enjoy it tonight, but we're excited about conference play next week.
So, Coach, you said going into this game, you kind of knew it was going to be a close game, one possession, as you said. And compared to some of the other games you played, how big of a challenge was this game, and did it prove to be?
Well, it's kind of the style of play we play. We play team football. We really do believe in the triangle. I coach from a head coach perspective. I don't coach from an offensive perspective, a defensive perspective, a kicking game perspective. I really coach inclusively. So it tends to lend yourself to close ball games. So some of that's on me and the style that I play. I think that's what our personnel is. I think that's the correct way to play for the type of players we have right now. And so we're used to it. We practice it all the time. I'm sure JJ and Greg will tell you, we've been together now, I don't know how many games. I got to coach 12 last year, and that's 5-17. 17 of them were probably, all y'all were pulling y'all's hair out all the way to the end. It's just kind of who we are.
Jeff, how important was it to see that in a game where the running attack wasn't going at as high of a level as usual, that Frank Harris was able to step up and kind of carry you guys with a lot of the passing stuff he was doing?
Yeah, I felt it was going to be that way, Greg. As y'all all know, we lost 4 linemen last week. We didn't get those kids back till Thursday, so they only had 1 day. That was a very well-coached football team, a lot of NFL experience, a lot of exotic fronts, and they were coached up, and you could tell their kids were played a little chip on their shoulder. And I didn't think we had that chip. I thought and you got to do that sometimes. Nobody wants to admit that, but sometimes you got to win these kind of games to get to the other side. And I think we'll look back one day and be one of those kind we eked out, whatever you want to say. But we did a lot of good things. We can't get so harped up on the few bad. We did a lot of good stuff too. Like you're saying, to spread the ball around like we did all those receivers. The catch JT made, Taki made a heck of a catch once. Trayvon made a heck of a catch. We scrambled. Frank got us out of some unbelievable situations on 2nd, 3rd, and long. The ball sincere, and I think we came out pretty healthy tonight. I didn't. We got banged up and nicked up, but I didn't sense the, Nick over there just in the tent the whole night with my kids. So I hope we might have the semblance of an offensive line next week in Western Kentucky.
Coach, you talk about the building, how loud it was on 3rd down.
crazy in here on third downs, and then the crowd got so hyped on the touchdown, we tried to Lambeau leap, got a penalty there.
Yeah, we had a Big
I
12.
don't think that was Cephas' fault though.
We had a Big 12 officiating crew. We've been allowed to do that since I've been here. I wish I would have known. I would have told our kids to not do that. Obviously, once we did that, our crowd's very active. They're right beside us. We're used to doing that. That's on me as a head coach. I should have asked the Big 12 crew, and I'm mad at myself. I wrote a note to myself, and I told the official I was sorry. And the next time I have a crew that's out of our conference to see if that's going to be okay or not. But it cost us 15. Our kicker kicked it really good. We got them pinned up on the 34, 35, and we got them off the field. So I didn't beat myself up too bad. And the old things you write to yourself, things to get better at, that's one of them.
Okay, JJ?
Jeff, and just the energy in the building today, just can you describe what it was like on the field?
Yeah, another thing I learned is, it takes Sosa a little while to get back in the stands once they march. So I'm gonna kick it the other way next time to give Ron a little time to get up in the stands, right? So there's another thing I wrote to myself, note to self, that stuff matters. It matters, because I chose to go that way, thinking that my student section in Sosa would bury them down there, and probably can't say bury anymore, make it uncomfortable for them down there, and by the time Ron got up there, I was like, man, I wasted 2 or 3 minutes, so I'm going to kick it the other way next time. They're unbelievable. That band and that student section, they rock it now. And Alamo Dunn does a great job with the noise and the flash and stuff. We do have to learn, when we have the ball down there, to get quiet a little bit. That hurt us one time, but I'm not complaining. If we can get them to be that loud, I'm grateful.
Jeff, you mentioned earlier this week you felt the energy kind of building around the program. You guys are 5-0. There was about 20,000 in the stands today. Do you feel it more today?
I wouldn't have known the number. I guessed that it would be about 20, and I told our kids today. They were very thrilled with the people that were here. They were beyond thrilled. They thought there was going to be more, and I said, "Look, boys, you go get this one. You go get this one Saturday. And you come back home for homecoming. I mean, this place will be really jumping." So we got what was our motto this week? Our culture pillar was trust the process. What does that mean? Control the controllable. All we can do is keep putting a great product on the field. Our kids are fun to watch. It's the best entertainment dollar in the city, and I hope people keep jumping on board. Our kids deserve it.
Okay.
Jeff, what's the status of Zachary Franklin? What impact did his absence have on your offense tonight?
Obviously, he's one of the best receivers in the conference, so that's never great. I asked him before the game, I said, "Zachary, did you have a pacifier or a blanket when you were little?" And he's like, "Coach, I don't remember." I said, "Well, you standing beside me right now, it's kind of like I lost my blankie or my Zachary Passy, because I feel a lot better when you're out there than when you're standing beside me." It was a coach's decision, just trying to protect a child. He's been playing through a lot of injuries, and he'd never let you know on any of them. I just thought that was what was best for him, and I would regret the rest of my life if I would have put him out there and got him injured.
What do you think about how Cephas and JT kind of stepped up into bigger roles without him?
It doesn't surprise me. That's who our kids are. Where we have a vacuum, somebody just steps in and fills it up. That's our kids. I mean, they're a joy to coach, and they always take care of me. It's unbelievable. I went 4 on 4th down and 1, and we didn't make it. I went and told our defense how sorry I was, and they literally were like, "We got you, Coach. We got you." They turned them over immediately. We scored, and they're unbelievable. We've got great kids, and I'm extremely blessed to be their coach.
Anything else for Coach? All right,
Thank y'all. God bless. Birds up.
Hey, Jeff.